Nirvana was an extremely popular band that used so many awesome hidden song techniques we don't talk about enough that you can implement in your guitar playing, just like Kurt did, to make your guitar playing that much better and catchier. Because remember, these all worked because Nirvana was like a pop band. And the first thing you have to understand about these tricks is they are not usually very theory complex or rhythmically complex. They are often simple to the average listener, because someone that has catchy music, if it's catchy to a general audience, it has to be dumbed down to a certain percent, which means maybe not using like a bunch of random add 11 chords, a bunch of melodies you can't really track very well without being a musician, and so on. And of course, he used so many techniques, like with his voice, in the way he created melodies, in their shapes, and when they would repeat, and so on. But it's hard to implement on guitar, so I'm going to be sticking to just things he did in guitar lines and how they may have interacted with the bass and drums, so you can improve your guitar playing with this video. Very awesome theory thing people don't talk about enough, which is reharmonization. Teen Spirit has an iconic pre-chorus that gets super, super dry with nothing under it, and that's because there's chords being highlighted by the bass under that are repeating under this repeating melody, which then harmonizes it under this F and B flat, and then going down to here and making it all refreshed. Kurt Cobain was awesome at using reharmonization in this way, and is why so many of Nirvana's songs are catchy. And it allows you to get away with using simple melodies people's ears can latch onto. Another awesome thing he did. When we break down his power chord riffs, we can find the super, super melodic backbone just played at a low pitch. That is then just translated into power chords to make them sound more full and more rich, and maybe add a teensy bit of harmony to them. So by making your chord progressions that are power chords actually based on a simple melody you could play on a bass or just on your low strings, is actually a really, really unique way to go about it, and can really help give either that pop punk sound or just have a very nice, powerful melodic statement. And with these cool power chord things, in songs like In Bloom, Kurt did this semi-complicated jazzier technique called encircling at this part, that you can hear in this part. Going from this B to A to B flat is essentially making this B flat ultra emphasized by not only being on a downbeat, but you play half a step above and below it, just making it have almost this huge sense of release and destination no matter where you are on the fretboard, and it doesn't have to be the one or tonic chord to have that effect. And on the sense of harmony, another cool thing he did in songs like Come As You Are is he used suspended chords. It's an easy way to take this very tonic sounding home chord and all of a sudden make it start sounding a little more misleading and directional to somewhere else by just changing the major or minor third to a fourth. Nirvana has quite a few songs that do this, and putting this in the right spot is a nice way to give either a sense of false home or to move away and never really reach there, which is something that is very, very reminiscent in their music. And another really awesome thing about their music that is highlighted through the guitar is cohesion with Dave Grohl on the drums. So many of their riffs, all the big hits, are all in the same thing, and they don't have that syncopated ska sound, which is obviously intentional, because and if we take Smells Like Teen Spirit, we can see that percussively when you play it with the same stresses, it is almost identical to the drum beat Dave Grohl is playing, And that is a super awesome use of cohesion that really just makes those super powerful riffs that you latch onto and give that really awesome sense of rebellion. And one of the really important things about music is syncopation. So how do their songs work in a popular manner while not really being syncopated with the guitar, bass, and drums having cohesion? And that is the vocal melody. His vocal melodies are not usually in cohesion with the drums, and this is perfect. Having everything else cohesive and then having your lyrics kind of stand out and contour away from the pattern is what makes your voice maybe stand out more and stand out harder on offbeats where you can emphasize important words or notes of the phrase. And besides all this really awesome musical stuff you can look into more on your own, Kurt Cobain did something as well that was really cool with his guitar technique, which was called raking. Very little did he play power chords, only playing these 3 strings. He would almost always hit all 6 strings, just happens to be that half of them are muted to give a more full sound in this contrast. Doing that is what kind of gave him this sloppy, angry sound that is super iconic. And if you want to learn more really cool music tips like this, or just learn guitar faster than anywhere else on the internet, watch my previous videos and subscribe for more weekly content and daily short content.